So this video is a little tutorial for trying to re-establish mobility or motion in that shoulder. After you had a fracture and you're in a sling, or if you've had a surgery and you've been in a splint, trying to find ways to get that arm moving again can be very challenging, because once you hold an arm in position, even in the elbow itself, at a 90-degree angle, after 6 weeks or so, you go to get that out of the splint and you find that your arm doesn't fully straighten, because these muscles have kind of adapted their behavior and shortened their perception a little bit. So it's not really that the muscle shrunk at all and shortened. It's just, hey, if you want to stay here, it says day in and day out, we'll just help you stay here forever. And so you go to get out of that position, you can take the uninvolved arm and put it in a sling for 6 weeks. You'll have stiffness in the elbow. It's just like you would on that side that was broken. So with that being said, trying to get that mobility is going to be a challenge. So if you want to get more muscle memory in terms of the length of the muscle when it's at rest, because if I have been shortened in this position for a while and I go to get out of the sling, let's say, and my arm is just kind of here and I have pain and discomfort trying to straighten that elbow up into the arm, or I have these situations where my shoulder blade does all the work but the arm joint itself is having trouble, then I need to get a little creative on how to get those things to change and reset their length. So if I go for the bicep, let's say, is a little short, I can go to the point where I engage the pain, and once I get to that point, I'm going to block with the other hand and contract back against that position without letting it move. And for about 10 seconds, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And right as I relax and turn off that electrical signal to create that tension, as those chemicals in the muscle and the wires of the nerves are going back to resting state, there's a little bit of dip in the ability of the muscle to protect and guard. So right after the contraction is where I'm going to have that opportunity to take up into another position as it relaxes. Maybe if 3 or 4 degrees, or maybe I have to do several at one area that's a little stubborn. But as it relaxes, I take it to the next barrier, if you will, and then contract for 10 more seconds. And as it relaxes, try to get some more mobility. I may have to prop a towel under here to maybe stabilize my arm so it doesn't move around my trunk. So I can get a towel maybe to create a little buttress below the elbow and work on this part for the length of the elbow, because that muscle that bends the elbow also goes up and over the shoulder. So that would be one opportunity for that. Now for the shoulder itself, I would have trouble when I'm trying to get that shoulder moving, particularly in a fracture. When there hasn't been a surgery and they haven't done a whole lot of reconstruction and it's just the broken bone factor, then for that I can hold my, let's say my right arm was the problem, my right wrist with my left hand, and start putting things like the silverware container up on the counter, and one at a time I can take those out, holding my wrist and putting them in their place, and let the left arm do most of the power work, but start getting my arm and shoulder familiar with these motions so that we can get functional again. Because what will often happen is it'll hurt, and then there'll be this kind of gluing effect, and the shoulder blade will be doing all the work. So if I can hold that and even push down a little bit with this arm and depress the shoulder and give a little resistance, so a little downward push into the palm, yet not enough to overpower, and allow this left arm to kind of guide, plus this arm coming across prevents me from getting out too far. So I have this nice little motion. So I can try to maybe reach for things like a cup, let the grip part of the hand do its job, but assist the shoulder with the left arm in this case. Beyond that, if I'm having trouble getting elevation, I can maybe get to here pretty clean, and then beyond I have trouble, then a mop handle or a broom handle, I took off the mop obviously and I put a little rubber stopper here. At home you could leave the broom on it, or the mop part of it. Leave that out in the kitchen where it's more visible, so every time you're under that position, or that station I should say, you can take that handle, you rest the mop on the floor, make sure it's not wet or sliding around so it's fairly stable, or put it up against a corner so it can't go anywhere. And then I'm going to put my palm right on the top of the stick and just straighten my elbow. Hopefully we've gotten the elbow mobility back. And as I straighten my elbow, you can see how the arm is swinging from here to here as I just push down. Now I have support, and I have that ability to maybe work forward. I can go out at a diagonal. I can go out to the side and work in that range. To go higher, instead of Taking the stick off the ground, I'm going to keep my palm out, straighten the elbow, and now I'm going to bow my body, and that'll engage a new barrier. And if I take away this position and restore my posture, I'm actually here with my shoulder. So from here, I can work on more elevated positions, but also feel supported. Not too much support, so I have a little bit of mobility, and go to the part where it stretches and causes maybe a little discomfort. And in that position, I'm pushing down through the stick with my palm. That activates some contraction in the muscle for 10 seconds, just like we did with the elbow. And as I relax, take another little bit of extra bow and do another round, second round, and release and bow, and try to ratchet myself up to higher positions of shoulder elevation that way. So this is a nice little tool. And from there, in the very end, if I'm doing pretty good and I'm able to get past that 90 degrees and I have to kind of find myself cheating, I can take the stick off the ground, hold on to that stick like I was before. Other hand just holds on, and now I use my good arm to kind of drive and push that arm up and just use the stick, what we call these wand exercises. And I can just pick the clock, 12 o'clock, maybe 10 repetitions, to just going to the point where I feel pressure, not pain. Then I'll go to 1 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. And I can kind of go the whole range or the half of the clock pattern, and do that while I'm waiting for things to heat up in the kitchen, or water to boil, or microwave time. Instead of just staring there and standing and idling, turn those little opportunities into your advantage for getting that range of motion back. But you should be doing this stuff a good 5-10 times a day, a minute here, a minute there. So your total time committed will be a good total of 15 minutes or so, because when you really put it on the full scale of the day, that's not that long. The great thing about these little mini bursts of activity and mobilizations throughout the day is you'll get better results if you spread it out than to just clump it all into 1 hour and then for the rest of the day go back to this bad pattern. So you want to break the cycle of that holding and try to re-educate these muscles and teach them that this is no longer a threat. I've been here for so long that shoulder joint, the reflexes in that arm and the muscles perceive this as a threat. Your brain knows better, but you have to convince your reflexes. And the best way to do that is just repetition, repetition, repetition. Hundreds of repetitions over a period of time to re-educate those joints and those muscles to become more, trusting of normal postures. So that little strategy, hopefully that helps give you some ideas on how to do that. You could also use a countertop with a towel instead of the stick. And as if you're polishing the towel, you can use that to help slide on a countertop and do bows, very similar as we talked about with a stick, or hook your fingers on a shelf and straighten the elbow and bow, and just think of what areas in the house could I turn this into a station while I'm doing something like the laundry or the dishes or cooking. All right, good luck with that. Hope that helps, and